When would you use the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? Option A, when you're turning right. Option B, when you're overtaking. Option C, when you're travelling above the speed limit. Option B is correct, when you're overtaking. On a 3-lane motorway, the right-hand lane is mainly used for overtaking slower vehicles. What should you do when you park at night on a road that has a 40 miles per hour speed limit? Option A, park facing the traffic. Option B, leave parking lights switched on. Option C, leave dipped headlights switched on. The correct answer is option B, leave parking lights switched on. When parking on a road with a speed limit over 30 miles per hour at night, you must leave your parking lights on so your vehicle is visible to other road users. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? Option A, wait for a regular parking space to become free. Option B, park in one of these spaces but stay with your vehicle. Option C, use one of the spaces as long as one is kept free. Option A is correct. Wait for a regular parking space to become free. Disabled parking spaces are reserved only for drivers with valid permits, blue badge holders, so you shouldn't use them if you're not entitled. You're going to turn left from a main road into a minor road. What should you do as you approach the junction? Option A, keep well to the left of the road. Option B, keep in the middle of the road. Option C, swing out to the right just before turning. Correct choice. Option A, keep well to the left of the road. When turning left, you should position your vehicle close to the left side to prevent other vehicles from trying to pass on your left. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have red and amber showing together? Option A, pass the lights if the road is clear. Option B, take care because there's a fault with the lights. Option C, wait for the green light. Option C is correct. Wait for the green light. Red and amber together mean the lights are about to turn green. You should stay stopped and prepare to move, but not go until the green light shows. How should you use anti-lock brakes when you need to stop in an emergency? Option A, keep pumping the foot brake to prevent skidding. Option B, brake normally but grip the steering wheel tightly. Option C, brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. The correct answer is option C, brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. With anti-lock braking systems, ABS, you should press the brake firmly and continuously. Do not pump the brake, as the system will automatically prevent the wheels from locking. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? Option A, to allow other drivers to pull out in front of you. Option B, to give a better view into the road that you're joining. Option C, to help other road users know what you intend to do. Option C is correct, to help other road users know what you intend to do. Positioning early makes your intentions clear and helps other drivers react safely. Following a collision, a person has been injured. What would be a warning sign for shock? Option A, rapid shallow breathing. Option B, warm dry skin. Option C, slow pulse. Option A is correct, rapid shallow breathing. Rapid shallow breathing is a common sign of shock, along with pale, cold and clammy skin and a weak rapid pulse. Why is it dangerous to travel too close to the vehicle ahead? Option A, your engine will overheat. Option B, your mirrors will need adjusting. Option C, your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Option C is correct. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Following too closely limits your ability to see hazards ahead and reduces your stopping distance, increasing the risk of a collision. What does this sign mean? Option A, ring road. Option B, mini roundabout. Option C, roundabout. Option C is correct, roundabout. This sign warns you to slow down and prepare to yield. When you see it, check your mirrors, move into the correct lane for your exit, and give way to traffic coming from the right already on the roundabout. Just remember to signal left after passing the exit before yours to let others know you're leaving. What does this sign mean? Option A, hump bridge. Option B, humps in the road. Option C, entrance to tunnel. Option B is correct, humps in the road. The sign warns you of speed cushions or humps designed to slow traffic down. When you see it, check your mirrors and reduce your speed immediately to avoid damaging your vehicle's suspension or losing control. Aim to drive over the humps centrally and at a consistent low speed, being extra mindful of cyclists or pedestrians who may be crossing near these traffic calming measures. Which colour follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? Option A, steady red. Option B, flashing amber. Option C, steady amber. Option C is correct, steady amber. At a puffing crossing, the sequence after the green light is steady amber, which tells drivers to prepare to stop. You're on a motorway. What does it mean if a red cross is showing above the hard shoulder and mandatory speed limits above all other lanes? Option A. The hard shoulder can be used as a rest area if you feel tired. Option B. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. Option C. The hard shoulder can be used as a normal running lane. Option B is correct. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. A red X above the hard shoulder always indicates that the lane must not be used for normal driving. Only use it in emergencies or breakdown situations. The other lanes show mandatory speed limits, 50 miles per hour in this case. What colour are the reflective studs between a motorway and a slip road? Option A, amber. Option B, red. Option C, green. Option C is correct, green. On a UK motorway, different coloured reflective studs help you identify your position at night or in poor visibility. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What distance should you keep from the vehicle in front? Option A, a 2-second time gap. Option B, 1 car length. Option C, 2 car lengths. Option A is correct, a 2-second time gap. On open roads in dry conditions, the recommended safe following distance is a 2-second gap between you and the vehicle in front. This gives you enough time to react if they brake suddenly. The other options, 1 car length, 2 metres, 2 car lengths, are either too short or less accurate than the standard time-based rule. You're driving towards a zebra crossing. What should you do if a person in a wheelchair is waiting to cross? Option A, continue on your way. Option B, wave to the person to cross. Option C, be prepared to stop. Option C is correct. Be prepared to stop. At a zebra crossing, drivers must give way to pedestrians, including people in wheelchairs. You should slow down and be ready to stop to let them cross safely. Waving is not sufficient, and you must never assume they will wait. You've been involved in an argument that's made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey? Option A, open a window. Option B, turn on your radio. Option C, calm down. Option C is correct, calm down. Driving while angry can affect your concentration, judgment, and reaction times. You should calm down before starting your journey to ensure you drive safely. Opening a window or turning on the radio may help, but they don't address the root problem. Drinking alcohol is never acceptable before driving. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? Option A, image 1. Option B, image 2. Option C, image 3. Option A is correct, image 1. The blue light showing a headlight symbol with horizontal lines indicates that your headlights are on main beam. You should switch to dipped beams when following or meeting other road users to avoid dazzling them. What should you do as you approach this lorry? Option A, slow down and be prepared to wait. Option B, make the lorry wait for you. Option C, flash your lights at the lorry. Correct choice, option A, slow down and be prepared to wait. When approaching a large vehicle like a lorry that may be turning or restricting the road, you should slow down and be ready to stop. Large vehicles often need more space and may swing wide, so patience is key. Flashing lights, forcing it to wait, or moving to the wrong side of the road is dangerous. You take some cough medicine given to you by a friend. What should you do before driving your car? Option A, ask your friend if taking the medicine affected their driving. Option B, drink some strong coffee 1 hour before driving. Option C, check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. Option C is correct. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. Some medicines, including cough medicine, can cause drowsiness or impair your reactions. Always read the label or consult a pharmacist/doctor before driving. Relying on someone else's experience, coffee, or testing it on the road is unsafe and not recommended. What should you do if your anti-lock braking system warning light stays on? Option A, check the foot brake free play. Option B, have the brakes checked immediately. Option C, check that the parking brake is released. Option B is correct. Have the brakes checked immediately. If the ABS warning light stays on, it indicates a fault in the anti-lock braking system. While your normal brakes may still work, the ABS may not function correctly in an emergency, so you should get the brakes checked immediately. Checking fluid, foot brake free play, or the parking brake alone won't fix an ABS fault. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if a cyclist ahead is signalling to turn right? Option A, overtake on the right. Option B, give the cyclist plenty of room. Option C, signal the cyclist to move across. Option B is correct. Give the cyclist plenty of room. When a cyclist is signalling to turn right at a roundabout, you should be patient and give them enough space to make the turn safely. Overtaking on the right, honking, or signalling them to move is dangerous and could cause a collision. You're driving towards this left-hand bend. What danger should you be anticipating? Option A, a vehicle overtaking you. Option B, mud on the road. Option C, the road getting narrower. Option C is correct, the road getting narrower. A left-hand bend warning sign often indicates that the road ahead may narrow or have reduced visibility around the bend, so you should slow down and be ready for oncoming traffic or changes in road width. Overtaking, mud, or pedestrians are possible hazards in general, but the sign specifically warns about the road narrowing. You're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclists to go? Option A, left. Option B, right. Option C, any direction. Option C is correct, any direction. The Highway Code, Rule 186, states that cyclists and horse riders may stay in the left-hand lane of a roundabout even if they are turning right. You should expect them to signal and move across the front of you, so you must give them plenty of room. What could you do to help injured people at an incident? Option A, keep them warm and comfortable. Option B, give them something to eat. Option C, keep them on the move by walking them around. Option A is correct. Keep them warm and comfortable. At an accident scene, your priority is to protect and reassure injured people. Keeping them warm and comfortable helps prevent shock and further harm. Giving food, forcing them to move, or giving drinks could make injuries worse. Which sign means no stopping? Option A, image 1. Option B, image 2. Option C, image 3. Option B is correct, image 2. This sign indicates a total prohibition on stopping for any reason, whether to drop off passengers, load goods, or check a map. When you see this sign, you must keep your vehicle moving until you have completely cleared the restricted zone to ensure you do not obstruct high-speed or high-volume traffic. Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? Option A, because there's space available to turn round if you need to. Option B, to allow you direct access to the overtaking lanes. Option C, to allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Option C is correct, to allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Using the full length of the slip road lets you accelerate to match the speed of motorway traffic and merge safely into the left-hand lane. It's not for turning around, accessing the overtaking lanes immediately, or driving on the hard shoulder, which is only for emergencies. You're approaching traffic lights and the red light is showing. What signal will show next? Option A, red and amber. Option B, green alone. Option C, amber alone. Option A is correct, red and amber. At UK traffic lights, the sequence is red, red and amber, green, amber, red. So after the red light, red and amber together will appear, indicating you should get ready to move but not go yet. How can you use your vehicle's engine to control your speed? Option A, by changing to a lower gear. Option B, by selecting reverse gear. Option C, by changing to a higher gear. Option A is correct, by changing to a lower gear. Using a lower gear helps slow the vehicle naturally through engine braking, especially on downhill slopes, without relying solely on the brakes. Selecting reverse, neutral, or a higher gear won't safely control your speed and can be dangerous. You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? Option A, in the vehicle handbook. Option B, in the highway code. Option C, in your vehicle registration certificate. Option A is correct, in the vehicle handbook. The maximum nose weight, the downward force the trailer exerts on the tow hitch, is specified by the vehicle manufacturer and can be found in the vehicle handbook. The highway code, registration certificate, or license documents do not provide this specific information. You're following a long vehicle approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals right but moves close to the left-hand curb? Option A, warn the driver about the wrong signal. Option B, wait behind the long vehicle. Option C, report the driver to the police. Option B is correct. Wait behind the long vehicle. A long vehicle may swing wide to the left before turning right, so you should be patient and wait behind it rather than trying to overtake. Warning the driver, reporting them, or overtaking on the right could cause a collision. What should you do if the vehicle starts reversing off the driveway? Option A, move to the opposite side of the road. Option B, drive through as you have priority. Option C, sound your horn and be prepared to stop. Option C is correct. sound your horn and be prepared to stop. If a vehicle is reversing off a driveway, you should warn them by sounding your horn and be ready to stop to avoid a collision. Speeding up, driving through assuming priority, or moving to the other side may be dangerous. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? Option A, give a signal after moving off. Option B, look around before moving off. Option C, look around after moving off. Option B is correct. Look around before moving off. Before moving off from behind a parked car, you should check your mirrors and blind spots to ensure it's safe, as pedestrians, cyclists, or other vehicles may be approaching. Looking after moving off, using only mirrors, or signalling after moving off is unsafe. What does this curved arrow road marking mean? Option A, heavy vehicles should take the next road on the left to avoid a weight limit. Option B, the road ahead bends to the left. Option C, overtaking traffic should move back to the left. Option C is correct. Overtaking traffic should move back to the left. The curved arrow road marking indicates that any traffic that has overtaken should return to the left-hand lane when the overtaking opportunity ends. It's not a warning about bends, camber, or weight limits. What's the main benefit of driving a four-wheel drive vehicle? Option A, improved grip on the road. Option B, lower fuel consumption. Option C, shorter stopping distances. Option A is correct, improved grip on the road. A four-wheel drive 4WD vehicle distributes power to all four wheels, which improves traction, especially on slippery or uneven surfaces. It does not reduce fuel consumption, shorten stopping distances, or directly improve passenger comfort. You're driving along a quiet motorway. Which advanced driver assistance system is most likely to help you? Option A, traffic jam assist. Option B, automotive night vision. Option C, lane departure warning. Option C is correct, lane departure warning. On a quiet motorway, the main risk is unintentionally drifting out of your lane due to fatigue or inattention. Lane departure warning alerts you if you start to drift, helping prevent accidents. Why should you allow extra room while overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? Option A, the rider may turn off suddenly to get out of the wind. Option B, the rider may be blown in front of you. Option C, the rider may stop suddenly. Option B is correct. The rider may be blown in front of you. On a windy day, Motorcyclists are more vulnerable to gusts of wind, which can push them sideways unexpectedly. Allowing extra space helps prevent collisions if the rider is blown off course. At an incident, someone is suffering from severe burns. How could you help them? Option A. Apply lotions to the injury. Option B. Douse the burns with clean, cool water. Option C. Remove anything sticking to the burns. Option B is correct. Douse the burns with clean, cool water. Cooling severe burns with clean, cool, not ice-cold water helps reduce pain, tissue damage, and the risk of further injury. You're driving on the motorway in windy conditions. What should you do as you overtake a high-sided vehicle? Option A. Increase your speed. Option B. Be wary of a sudden gust. Option C. Drive alongside very closely. Option B is correct. Be wary of a sudden gust. High-sided vehicles, like lorries or vans, can be unstable in windy conditions. As you pass them, a sudden gust can affect both their stability and your own, so you need to be alert and maintain a safe distance. What shape are traffic signs giving orders? Option A, Image 1. Option B, Image 2. Option C. Option C is correct. Traffic signs that give orders in the UK are almost always circular. Signs with a red circle tell you what you must not do, while blue circles, without a red border, usually give positive instructions, such as turn left ahead. What should you do if you think the driver of the vehicle in front has forgotten to cancel their right indicator? Option A. Flash your lights to alert the driver. Option B. Sound your horn before overtaking. Option C. Stay behind and do not overtake. Option C is correct. Stay behind and do not overtake. If the vehicle ahead may be signalling incorrectly, it's safest to wait until you are certain of their intentions. Overtaking could be dangerous if they suddenly turn. What part of the car does the law require you to keep in good condition? Option A, the gearbox. Option B, the transmission. Option C, the seatbelts. Option C is correct, the seatbelts. UK law requires that seatbelts are kept in good working order. They are a critical safety feature, and faulty or damaged belts are illegal and unsafe. You're carrying an 11-year-old child on the front seat of your car. They're under 1.35 metres, 4 feet 5 inches tall. What seatbelt security must be in place? Option A, they must use an adult seatbelt. Option B, they must be able to fasten their own seatbelt. Option C, they must use a suitable child restraint. Option C is correct. They must use a suitable child restraint. In the UK, children under 12 years old or shorter than 1.35 metres must use an appropriate child car seat or booster seat, even in the front seat, to ensure proper protection in a crash. You're in a built-up area at night and the road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights? Option A, so that you can be easily seen by others. Option B, so that you can go at a much faster speed. Option C, so that you can switch to main beam quickly. Option A is correct, so that you can be easily seen by others. In well-lit, built-up areas, dipped headlights are used mainly to make your vehicle visible to other road users without dazzling them. You don't need main beams because street lighting provides enough illumination. What should you do when you're passing loose sheep on the road? Option A, briefly sound your horn. Option B, go very slowly. Option C, pass quickly but quietly. Option B is correct, go very slowly. Loose sheep can be unpredictable. Driving slowly gives you time to stop if they move suddenly and reduces the risk of frightening or injuring them. You've just passed your first practical driving or riding test. What will you have to do if you get 6 penalty points on your licence in the next 2 years? Option A, retake only your theory test. Option B, retake your theory and practical tests. Option C, retake only your practical test. Option B is correct. Retake your theory and practical tests. In the UK, new drivers, within the first 2 years of passing their test, who accumulate 6 or more penalty points, must pass both the theory and practical driving tests again to keep their licence. What should you do when you leave your car unattended for a few minutes? Option A, leave the engine running. Option B, switch the engine off but leave the key in. Option C, lock it and remove the key. Option C is correct. Lock it and remove the key. To prevent theft or unauthorized use, you should always lock your vehicle and take the key with you, even if leaving it unattended for just a few minutes. When are you allowed to wait on the yellow grid markings? Option A, when you're going straight on. Option B, when you're turning left. Option C, when you're turning right. Option C is correct, when you're turning right. Yellow box junctions are designed to keep traffic flowing. You may enter and wait in the yellow box only if you are turning right and are prevented from completing the turn by oncoming traffic. Why did the lorry driver start turning so late? Option A, because the lorry needs the room to turn. Option B, because the driver was late checking their right mirror. Option C, because the driver was making room for the cyclist. Option A is correct, because the lorry needs the room to turn. Large vehicles like lorries have a long wheelbase and wide turning circle, so they often need to start turning later than smaller vehicles to complete the turn safely without hitting curbs or other obstacles. When may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? Option A, when the traffic lights change to amber after you've passed the first line. Option B, when there are no cycles in the marked area. Option C, when you've turned on your hazard warning lights. Option A is correct, when the traffic lights change to amber after you've passed the first line. You should not enter the cycle box if the light is red. However, if the lights change from green to amber while you are already crossing the first white line, you must continue into the box to avoid braking dangerously or blocking the junction. Entering the box just because it is empty is a motoring offence. How many questions did you get correct? Share your score in the comments and track your progress as you continue practicing. If this test helped you prepare for the DVSA theory exam, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UK driving theory practice, road sign quizzes, and revision tests. Keep learning, stay confident, and good luck with your theory test.